Hello, champions. My name is Jason, and it's a pleasure once again to be joining you here from Beyond the Edge of Exile. As you can see to my right, it's my good friend and partner in crime, Mr. Jeffrey Pasito. How are you today, Jeffrey?
I'm doing excellent, Jason. Doing very, very well, actually. For a Monday, I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm good, although I'm a little nervous. We did have some audio issues, so if anybody out in the chat could just let us know real quick
Oh,
whether or not they can hear you and can you hear me. I would love to know that. So please, people in the chat, let us know if you can hear us talking.
yeah, we can hear each other perfectly, but if you guys can't hear us, then all this means nothing. Damien can hear us both.
Oh, yeah?
That's the only one that really
Oh,
matters, so we're good.
that's great. That's
Well, I
great.
guess
Okay.
Brian matters a bit too, so we'll
That's a
let Brian get the benefit of
that's a
the doubt.
that's a relief because a lot of our friends have had trouble with live streams lately, and we usually have a little bit trouble with audio ourselves. And
Yeah.
I had to switch at the last moment from this microphone that wasn't working to my camera mic. So that's how I managed to last second solve my audio issues today. Um,
Oh no, I have a weird echo.
oh,
Oh,
let
that's
me
not.
see if I can fix that. Let me see
Oh,
if I can fix that. I might be able to
oh
fix
wait,
that.
am I unmuted? Nope, I've muted my channel here, so that's not the echo from me. Shouldn't be.
Okay, so let me see here. I just got to check Jeff's audio here. Okay. And then audio
Yeah,
properties. I have it on monitor and output. I'm going to switch it to monitor only or monitor off.
sure.
Talk for a
That
few
should.
seconds. Let's see if that works.
I will talk now. I actually thought that
Okay. Oh no,
Brian was
that's
just
bad
making
actually
fun
because
of my
now I can't hear you.
voice.
So I got to change that back,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
Let me try monitor only then. Okay, talk again, Jeff.
I'm talking now. How's that go? You can hear me, right, Jason? I'm assuming.
Well, I can hear you, so I'm just going to
Let's see
find
if
out
the
if.
world
Yeah,
out there can hear
better.
me.
I'll read the chat and let you know when
Okay,
there's
so
something.
Janice is going
Better,
to check on the chat and let us know if that's better or
It's
worse.
better.
It's
much
better?
better. I
Yeah.
heard much better from Brian. Wow, that's
Ah,
a
right on.
wonderful compliment. Then
That's what it
we should
was.
stop. We should stop the stream right now while it's working, though. Let's not let it go downhill again.
Yeah. It's weird. Sometimes my audio output on OBS is what I actually think the output is, and other times people are hearing what I'm monitoring, which I think is what's going on right now because I put it to monitor only. So the OBS is very glitchy because every week some random settings seem to change, and it's very frustrating.
It's amazing how it can be at once the best option and the glitchiest option, but it is
Yeah.
open sourced, right? It is a community effort. So you take the good and you take the bad with it, sort of thing. But it is still probably the best option out there for this sort of thing.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not afraid to pay for a software if there's one that's paid that would be more
Hmm.
reliable and a little less weird with the glitches and that. So I'll have to look
Yeah.
into that. I mean, once we get it sorted out, it seems to work pretty good every week. So,
Yep.
so what's new with you, Jeff? Talk to me. What's new in the world of
Um,
Genesis and Jeffersus?
so we had our first open house this past weekend, and we were both
That's
able
right.
to attend, which was awesome. It was kind
Yeah.
of a meeting of both of us in the middle of where we both live at Jack's on Queen. It was awesome. They have a
Yeah.
wonderful store. If you're at all within, I don't know, 45-minute hour drive of Elmvale, go there. Check them out. They've got musical instruments, they've got Genesis product, they've got Warhammer stuff, they got other games there, and Tim and Kim are just wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
uh, human beings, from what I can tell at least. The little bit I was able to interact with them. They seem wonderful. I would definitely head out there just to have a little chat and buy some stuff because they've got a lot of stuff there. It looks really good. They have a great looking store. You're much more familiar with them than I am, right, Jason?
Indeed. Before we eventually opened up our own local game store, that was the store for about 7 years. That maybe a little less, 5 years that Janice and I played at exclusively till we opened up our own store. One of the things I really love about the current incarnation of Jackson Queen is I take a little bit of pride in my store being not quite like all the other game stores out there because we're a hybrid game store and ice cream shop. And what I really love about Jackson Queen is they have really done a great job in building a unique and wonderful experience that you just won't find at any other game stores because as you mentioned briefly they're also a music shop. They offer lessons on instruments. They sell amazingly gorgeous Ibanez guitars, and they have some really cool
Beautiful.
amplifiers. Your son Matthew got to actually play some bass guitar for what, a good hour
Yep.
and a half while we were
Yep.
teaching people how to play Genesis. So if you visit Jackson Queen Iowa, you're going to get a really cool, unique experience. a premium quality experience that's not like anything you'll find anywhere else. So that was really cool.
Well, when we walked in there, I saw there were people painting miniatures. There
Yeah.
were people obviously ready to play Genesis. There were people looking at the instruments there. It was just uh, basically whatever your hobby is, you're probably going to find something to do with it there. Maybe not
Yeah.
sports stuff, maybe no sports themed stuff, but any kind of tabletop hobby, you're going to find something at Jack's on Queen you like.
Yeah,
Almost
absolutely.
guaranteed,
Yeah, it's worth making a trip out to check it out if you haven't. So,
for sure,
so that was a
for
lot of
sure.
fun.
Yep.
And well, there was some other good news that came out of that event as well. But I actually,
Mhm.
I have a nice little Champions of Jalara segment to share with people today. So why don't we, since I worked so hard at making the pretty videos, let's let the video do the talking for a second, and people will hear about
Let's
what
roll
other
it.
cool things came out from the open house at Jackson Queen. We'll be right back. Champions of Jalara.
I'm here for the first Genesis Battle Champions Open House at Jackson Queen in Elmvale. So if you're in the area, please stop by and learn how to play this wonderful game. I'll see you guys here.
New store alert. The Genesis community continues to grow. We are excited to share that Coros Games in Orangeville, Ontario has now begun carrying Genesis Battle of Champions products. They aren't hosting Genesis tournaments there quite yet, but the staff are very excited to begin teaching new players how to play the game. And of course, there's also other ways to play Genesis, including online in the Tableau's monthly league tournaments. September's tournament is already underway, and someone's going to be winning an entire booster box of Kickstarter Edition Origins. And that's it for this week's Champions of Jalara. And we're back. There we go. So what I alluded to there in that video segment is really cool thing. The owners of Jackson Queen are friends with several other game store owners, including myself and others. And they actually talked a really nice guy that I'm familiar with, Sean, who owns Coros Games in Orangeville, into making the drive up all the way from Orangeville, which if you're not familiar with Ontario geography, that's a good hour's drive north to come up. And he came up just because Jackson Queen has been really recommending Genesis Battle Champions to people now that the staff there have got the first few tastes of it and are discovering how much they love the game. So Sean came up from Coros Games all the way from Orangeville. He wound up having a blast. We taught him how to play. He stayed, from what I'm told, for hours after the store closed. I was getting rules questions on how certain cards interact in Genesis all the way till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, which tells me that they were all staying up quite late in a closed store just to keep playing extra games of Genesis. And that really warms my heart a lot to see people who have the same first reaction I had when I first learned how to play it, which I just couldn't get enough of this game. I love it so much. And that seems to be the case with some of the local store owners. And that's really exciting because their enthusiasm for the game and wanting to demo it and carry it in their stores is going to be contagious. And it's going to spread to a lot of other people. And I'm really excited that our Genesis community continues to grow. That's 2 new stores that we've brought into the Genesis community in the last 2 weeks. So that's pretty awesome. What would you say, Jeff?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they both have product to sell too, right? So
That's right.
whether you're in the Orangeville area or Elmvale area, you can contact those two stores, and they'll actually have Genesis product to sell you at this point. I'm
Yep.
assuming once Invasion comes, they're going to start picking up some of that as well. But they have some other stock right now. They have some play mats, from my understanding, some
Yes.
sleeves. They have
Booster boxes.
Origins product, booster
Yeah.
boxes. You can get your fix of your Genesis fix at either of those two stores as of right now. Two brand new stores, new to Genesis, new to the community. So please show them what a wonderful community the Genesis people are, and give them a shout sometime. Look them
Yeah,
up, find them on Facebook, like them, and stuff like that for sure.
definitely. Let's strike while the iron is hot. We've got some really good momentum right now. We're getting new players. True story, Jeff. Actually, speaking of new players,
Mhm.
you and I were at Jackson Queen and Elmville till around 5 o'clock. And when I left, I grabbed some dinner on my way back to my store here in Midland because we host
Mhm.
Genesis Night here. And we had a family of 3 people who had been recommended Genesis by some current players in our store. Figure skating family, father, mother, and daughter who figure skates. They came in. All 3 of them wound up loving Genesis, and they wound up buying a 2-player starter kit and some Genesis accessories and some cards, and they took all that home with them. So it was a win and a win for me that day because we had a great time at Jackson Queen. We got Coros Games involved, and when I got back here, we created 3 new Genesis players here at our store as well. So it really feels like the game is thriving and starting to boom, which is exciting.
Well, you know what's interesting is the family aspect around it that I don't think a lot of people have noticed before, maybe, or seem to lean into. But because it plays, I don't want to say it plays like a board game, but there's aspects of it that feel board game like. It really does lend itself well to a family environment where it's parents and children playing together, teaching each other how to play, and having that kind of family game night around the Genesis game. You don't have to play the standards, Monopoly and whatever. Kids get kind of bored of that sort of thing. Something like this is different because they can also learn to grow and build their own version of the game through deck building, which is something that most of those other games lack. So I just find that really interesting. There's a big family aspect that has kind of I don't want to say been ignored, but hasn't been really tapped into before. And I think there's a lot of families out there that would really enjoy this game the more and more they learn about it.
Well, what I found really interesting recently, because I've actually had quite a few new people coming into the store, word starting to get out locally. We're getting more and more random people coming in to learn Genesis. And it's neat because it seems to be all I got to do is find out what kind of games people already enjoy. And there's a way that I can connect it together. If there's somebody who's into Warhammer and tabletop minifigures, I try and explain to them the game is kind of like a minifigure game where instead of using points to build a team, you're using points to build a 50 card deck. And you can choose your composition of high value or low value assets in the decks. So I relate to them on that way. And obviously, if somebody enjoys Magic or Pokemon, it's a pretty easy comparison about
Mhm.
doing battle with cards. And then chess is another one that I've referenced a few times. When people come in and tell me that they love the classic strategy of chess, I can relate that to Genesis. Like there's different aspects of this game that seem to really please people who love different types of games, and it's neat because it kind of makes Genesis a hub that brings all these different people who like different types of games together in one place
Yeah.
playing one game, which I really feel, I think it's going to be one of the things about Genesis that is really special as we keep the game growing, is that people who maybe prefer card games or minifigure games, they've got this neat hybrid crossover where they can all enjoy playing it, and I'm really excited to keep exploring that as we go forward. So there's so many great things going on right now for Genesis that I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful way to put it, is that all of these, uh, whatever hobby you're into, there's an aspect that ties into Genesis, which is kind of amazing. Like it's greater than the sum of its parts, if you want to call it that way. That I
Yeah.
don't think I'm overselling it by saying that, but it really is, because you do have all those aspects. I remember there was a Facebook group about miniatures, Warhammer stuff. I believe it was Warhammer. I don't think it was Age of Sigmar. I think it was Warhammer. Anyways, um, they were asking, how do people move around their minifigures? And this is probably 2 3 years ago. I posted a picture of my deck box of Genesis cards, and I
Huh.
jokingly said, "This is how I move my minifigures around." Um, I don't think they took too kindly to it because it was a Warhammer
Yeah.
specific Facebook group, but I thought it was kind of what it is. Yeah, you're moving around your characters, you're moving around your summons, as we call them, or your creatures, and that's what you're bringing with you to battle or engage, however you want to put it, on a battlefield, on an arena.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah, there's lots of upswing right now, lots of great things going on. But I don't want to bury the lead too much, Jeff, because we do know what a lot of people are going to be excited to see tonight. And this is the second part of a two-part episode. First time we've had to do that because we left on a bit of a cliffhanger last week. For those of you who weren't
We
here,
did.
we announced that there are 5 new mono-affiliation starter decks that are going to be releasing simultaneously with Invasion, which is the next set when it comes out, hopefully later this year. And we gave everybody that teaser last week, announcing the decks and showing people who the champions are. But tonight we made some big promises, because not only are we going to be revealing some very cool spoilers of what reprints are inside the box, but we're also going to be showing the entire deck lists for all 5. But before we get into that, I mean, the chat is very live tonight. I wonder if
It
that's partly
is. It
because
is.
word's getting out that we're giving away prizes. We haven't even talked about that tonight. But
Well, you know
all you
what?
have to do.
I know you don't want to. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't
No,
mean to
go
cut
ahead.
you off.
No, you're good.
I was
Cut
going
me
to
off.
say, I know you don't want to bury the lead anymore, but we hit the magic number 10, which I mentioned earlier. If we hit 10 people, I wanted to give away a little bit more than just the one pack of cards. So
Oh,
what I'd like to actually give away tonight is I'd like to give away a pack of Origins Kickstarter edition. I'd
sure,
like to give away 2 uh, organized play packs.
sure. Yeah.
And because of our fan base and the way they are, I think we should leave names in so people have a chance to win multiples of those. Because it'd be
Oh,
nice to get a pack and a OP kit.
So are you
What do you?
suggesting 3 separate spins of the wheel, one for each of those
3 separate
prizes?
spins, one for
That's
each
pretty
prize,
cool.
so up to 3 people can get it. If not, if you're really lucky, if you got those horseshoes tonight, you're going to get all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So
And how do
all you have
people
to do is
get entered
comment.
to win?
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yep, I
Yeah.
forgot. You got to lead me into it.
I'm
All you have to do
trying. I'm
is
trying.
speak in the chat there. Put your name in by just commenting, saying something.
Yeah.
And I actually, while we run the video, I'm going to start entering the names into the wheel of names, and then we can, towards the end, we'll run that.
Mhm.
But do you think maybe we should run that video now? Because I'm sure that's what most of these people are here looking for.
Well, I'll totally run the video in just a second, but I do want to personally say hi
Okay.
to some of these people because there's quite a bit of
Oh
chat.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't
You
want to.
start while I start
I don't want
typing.
to scroll away here. Mr. Alex
Yes.
21
Yes.
Alex, nice to see you. Madtown Hobby. I've seen a couple of your videos lately. Thanks for covering Genesis. We appreciate that greatly. It's great to have you here tonight. Obviously, Janice is right here beside me, so don't bother putting her name in the prize pool. She's doing technical work on the side here for us. Mr. Brian Pitts, a good friend of mine from Imperial Pulse. Great to have you here tonight. He commented a minute ago on what you were touching on about how families played Genesis together. Him and his daughter Clara, they both come out here many Saturday nights, and they both play Genesis, which is cool. Right here in Midland, in particular, at our local game store, we have a very diverse crowd of Genesis, which I know I've mentioned before, and I'm very proud of the fact that we have adults, guys and girls. We have teenagers that are guys and girls. Very diverse crowd. It seems like basically anyone and everybody is loving playing Genesis here. So that feels really great. Then we also have Jason Greenberg. Great to have you here once again. And my good friend Jerome down in Toronto. Always a pleasure to know that Jerome's in the crowd watching. Damien Cormo as well. What did I miss?
Joe.
Oh, yes. I would have got to Joe. Another Imperial Pulse pal. They do, in case you don't know, Joe and Brian, they do Imperial Pulse live streams on Sunday nights, and not even a bad case of COVID will stop Joe from making an appearance, although he will lose his voice due to technical issues. He wasn't actually mute, he was just muted. They had some technical issues last night, but we still got to see his handsome face. And scrolling up, I believe I've said hi personally to everybody that's here who's commented so far. So that makes me feel better because each and every one of you who come out and join in the chat deserve a personal chat shout out, except for Joe, who's now being pouty face with the "it's fine, I'm not here." Well, that's fine, you're not here, but I still said hi to you anyway, Joe. Now then, with that being said, I think it's cool, despite the time zone difference. I think it's cool that we've got this great video that we're going to run in just a second.
Yep.
We're going to show each one of the 5 decks has at least one really cool spoiler, or a really cool reprint, I should say, of a card that wasn't planned to get into the next set. But these are cards that we really wanted to do a favor and do justice for the Genesis community by reprinting some of your favorite cards of all time with the new templating and the new card back so that you can slide them into your decks and fit right in. So I think you can be excited when you see some of the cool reprints that we've chosen to make sure every deck gets a little bit of spice. And on top of that, oh, hey, Domino EFX. Hello. First, I've heard about the starter deck announcement. Yeah, you missed last week's episode then. This is the second part of a 2-part stream. We're spoiling out some really cool spoilers of reprints for each of the decks, and you're going to see the entire deck list. Then tomorrow, I'm going to upload onto our YouTube channel the video you're about to see right now separately from the rest of tonight's live stream. That way, if anybody wants to get a really good look at the deck list, you just load up the video that you're about to see now tomorrow and hit pause when the deck lists are on the screen to your heart's content. Memorize all the cards, check them all out. I will say that they look really gorgeous in the new templating. And another cool little spoiler for everyone. I don't know if we even talked about this last week. I don't think it had happened yet, but cards are getting physically printed now. Did we talk about that last week? That hadn't happened yet, right?
Nope, we said that they were out. No, we didn't. We didn't say anything about them, other than that we
I don't know
were
if they
doing
were
these
printed
things.
by last Monday. I think it was after Monday.
Weekend.
We're not. It was after
It
Monday.
was Saturday
printed
night.
at the end of the week.
That's right.
Saturday
Yeah.
night.
So this is our first time that we can actually confirm to people publicly that new Genesis cards with the new template and everything are physically being printed at the printers. They exist already. I got some videos sent to me of some really gorgeous uncut sheets and stuff like that, and I can't even put into words how excited I was when I saw it, because these new cards, I take a lot of pride in it. Jeff takes a lot of pride in it. Janice does. Our whole design team, that they're gorgeous. Like, I mean, really gorgeous.
They really are
So
nice.
So I'm very
Yep.
excited to share that with you all. As for Mr. Alex Toyo and Alex, all these 5 starter decks are actually single color. They all have a 2-color champion, but they're all single color decks purposely because we want to make sure every affiliation got its own feature focused deck so that you can pick whatever ones you love and pick them up. Who's printing them? It's a company over in a foreign market. Jeff, do you want to talk about who's printing them? You're the one who has all the contact with those people, not me.
Yeah, we're printing them overseas. I don't know if I can actually say who we're printing them with because they like to keep things private themselves. Not that's a big secret or anything like that, but it's a very reputable print house who's printed many TCGs, a lot of independents and even some slightly bigger name ones. So
Yeah. And board games
it's
too. A
not,
lot of cards for
and
board games. Like,
board
well,
games,
no,
comic books. They do a lot of stuff.
I was impressed that some of the board games they listed on their portfolio when they shared with us as a potential client, some of the board games they shared with us are games that I currently have in stock here at my game store. So I was like, oh, these are some big name games for some big name companies that they printed. So
Yep.
very exciting. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but it
now
is
without,
overseas. It's not local. We're printing where everyone prints their cards,
yeah,
to put it plainly.
yep, absolutely. So now, without any further ado, let's check out some videos here, some spoilers and fun stuff for what's coming out in the starter decks. Are you ready, Jeff?
I'm not ready, but let's do it.
All
They
right,
better be ready.
here we go. We'll be back in like a minute and a half. Enjoy the video. All right, that's it. That is a new spoiler video. And yeah, somebody caught it right away. There is a new formatted bolt shot in one of those decks. It's gorgeous. Also, I'm very proud of the fact that Electrical Storm, one of my favorite cards because I love Phage, has finally been printed with the right card speed on it. That's right, it's an action. It's not pretending to be a Swift anymore. We don't have to explain that to people. So that makes me very happy that Electrical Storm's been corrected. Bolt shot's in there. Gorgeous looking Tsunami with the new style. Janice is actually really excited about the Inferno Crawler. She loves that card. She plays that a lot.
It's nasty and I love it.
Yeah, so she likes that there. So some great cards getting reprinted. So I'm very happy to see some favorites throughout time getting reprinted with the new templating. So you don't have to wait for them in a future set. You can get your hands on some of your favorite cards right now and then mix them into your decks when Invasion comes out, which should be a lot of fun. A little something for everybody in there, which I think is really cool.
Speaking of that, we do have a few questions that we can tackle quite quickly for some people that this is their first. Well, it's everyone's first look at what's coming in these starter sets.
Yeah.
The answer, Jalarian Tiger. First of all, welcome. But the bolt shot is not an invasion. It will only
Nope.
be available at this point in the starter sets.
Yeah.
We know it's a very very important card for people, and we want to get it in some new templating because we know people would like to see that. And what better way to teach someone than teach them with a bolt shot how to play the game?
That's right.
Who else do we have here? Are there any pillars? Mr. Alex 21 Alex. There are no pillars in the invasion set. There are pillars in these starter sets, though. Pillars for every single affiliation.
Yeah.
As it's a key component of each affiliation, we put them in there. We think it's a great learning tool to understand how branding works and things like that. Where are we here? Jason. Oh, Jason, Chrono Walker reprint. I do not ever want to reprint Chrono Walker because I don't understand how it works properly, and I always get messed up with it when people use it. I just let them do their thing. Thankfully,
That's
I am
not
not
to
the only
say
one
it
who
won't
makes that
happen, though.
decision. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't make that decision. I'm not the
Yeah.
only one that makes that decision. I
Yeah.
just don't understand how it works. But yes, Chrono Walker is another very, very important card for the Genesis community. So who knows what's coming forward as we get to the next two sets after Invasion and beyond. But as of right now, this is what's coming in the starter sets, which is a little bit of old, a little new, something borrowed and something blue. Isn't that the saying? It's a little bit
So
of everything mixed in there,
blue, that's
which
tsunami.
is great. Exactly. There's a little something blue in there.
So
Let's see what Domino Effect says. I'm about to revive my dead local Genesis Discord group and with all these screenshots. That's so exciting. Looks like only 2 of each deck then for Jalarian Tiger. Yep. You know what? While you're at it, Jalarian Tiger, just get 3. Why not? Doesn't hurt. Once you're at 2, it's like having children. Once you have 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter as you go beyond that.
Okay, so Jeff's making a bad dad joke, but I will comment on that
Yes.
bad dad joke. That
Yeah.
the nice thing is, I don't know if you noticed, but the deck list, say for example, bolt shot. We
Mhm.
didn't just put one bolt shot in the deck. There's 3 in the deck.
Yes.
So theoretically, if existing players just want to get the starter decks for reprints, there should be some pretty good value. Like you should feel that there's pretty good value in those decks, which I'm really happy about. So a couple other questions here. Did I notice some kind of white border card? Yes, that's a great observation, Jalarian Tiger. That's something I'm pretty happy with that we decided is all of the tokens moving forward in Genesis are white border, whereas the playable cards are black border. So it really makes it easy and pops out when you open them in your booster packs. You'll know right away without a whole bunch of unnecessary wording explaining it that it's a token because it's white border, but still
Yep.
functional. And actually, I really like how they mix when they're side by side, the tokens and the normal cards. So that's a very good observation. Joe asked a little while ago in the chat, can we mix the starter sets with the regular Invasion gameplay decks? And yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
For now, at least for the next couple of years, there aren't going to be any separate formats. It's all one big format. And the starter deck cards are completely tournament legal. So yeah, once you crack open the starter decks, those singles are just as valid as any other singles that you buy from Invasion.
or from the old set.
From the old sets, but I mean, they look like Invasion cards. That was my point, was they're just as valid.
And to answer or to comment with Madtown Hobby said, 100% accurate. I always mixed in token cards, subconscious cards into my deck, and it's great that they stand out now, so you can tell them apart.
Yeah.
It's one of the big reasons we did that as well.
Yeah, I honestly, as a player, I didn't like the original formatted tokens where they looked the same as the cards, and they had like a lot of wordy text on it saying, basically to the effect of "Don't put it in your deck." So
Yeah.
I think it's a lot nicer way to do it this way with the white border, and I'll take credit for it because I think it was my idea.
I think so.
White
Yes.
border. Yeah.
Yep. We had
I'll take credit for that
samples.
idea.
I believe that you had the final one there. We had a question before about the wording on the pillars. I actually have a pillar pulled up here. I can tell you the exact wording on it, just so you understand, so you know what it says, right? So obviously
Can you do
placing a
that
pillar.
screen share thing you did last week?
Let me find a copy of this that looks better than this copy then of the air
Oh,
pillar.
you're just reading a working copy, not the finished one?
I
Okay,
was reading a working
sorry.
copy, so let me find another pillar that looks a little bit better, because then I can pull it off that pillar a little bit better. Give me 1 second here. Maybe this one will look better.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
No,
it was
no,
cool.
that's fine.
It was cool
If
when
I
you
can
did
do
that
it, I'll do
last
it.
week, and if somebody can actually see the card, then I
Not
thought
like
that'd
that.
be cool.
Okay, let me see if I can open it by this method. See if this works out.
I put him on the spot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm used to it. Let me see if this will open up right. It'll just take me a second here to export it. Oh, go there. There we go.
So yeah, for the people in the chat, as I read the chat conversation while Jeff does that, I'm really proud of a lot of the subtle changes that we've done. Um, I think that they're all changes for the good. I think they're going to be really well received when you get the cards in your hand. And the tokens is just one example, but there have been a lot of minor improvements on things that we haven't really called out specifically. And I think you'll just notice overall that it's going to be a much better playing experience with the new product. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of our whole team. They've all done a wonderful job, including Jeff.
Even me, not including even me.
Even Jeff? Yeah.
Even Jeff, I'll take it that way. Okay, let's see if this finally worked out. Ah, there we go. Now it's somewhat legible. Let me drag it over here, and let's go to, I gotta find where my chat window went. There we are. Let's see if I can share that screen. Share screen, and we are sharing this one. Go live with it. So there you have
there
Fire
you go, yeah.
Pillar. Everyone can see that, I hope? Because
Yeah,
I've lost vision of
cuts-
everything now, so you'll have to let me know that you can see it, everyone.
Can you make it a little bit smaller, perhaps? Because it does cut off the left edge of
Oh,
it.
yes,
I don't know
I
if you can,
can.
but if you can.
Yes, I can. Where's my zoom out button here? Oh, it's
Yeah,
supposed to be
a
able to let me zoom out.
little farther out.
Why is it not letting me? Let's see if I... did that help?
No.
No, it didn't really change it. Can you maybe just drag it to the right a little bit? Just so that we can see all the
Right.
wording.
That didn't change it either, did it?
No.
All right, let's
Sorry.
jump back to me, and I'll see
Sorry
if
about
I
that.
can do it a different way then, because I see what happened there. Okay, so we're back to me now. You get to see my lovely face while I work on this. Let me figure that out. Where can I put that to make that work? It's not going to work in there. Oh, maybe in there. Yep.
We're having technical difficulties because I threw Jeff under the bus. Sorry.
Okay, well, move on and talk.
So we'll move on. We'll talk
There
about
we-
other stuff and we'll come back to it when Jeff's ready.
There we go. I got it. I got
See,
it.
he's ready.
So let's go back to the chat window, go to share my screen again. And now we will share instead. Where did it go? This screen. I think that's the right one to share. Go live. Is that better? Or is that too small now?
That's just
Well, it's still your face.
What? Shouldn't be.
I'm still looking at your face.
That's weird. Okay.
No, it's a fine face. It's not really weird, I would say.
Let's reshare it one more time then. Okay, share your screen.
Joe BoC is like, that's not better. LOL.
Okay.
Jeez,
go
Joe.
live. Share that screen. On here, it shows me I'm sharing the screen, but it's not sharing the screen, is it? It's not sharing the screen still, right? It's just my face?
Yeah, it's just you, bud.
All right. Then we are going to do option 2.
You're having a lot of trouble here.
Yeah.
So
option
maybe you should
2.
just read the card because clearly.
Yeah, I'm just going to read the
you're not
card
gonna
because
get
this is it's not going to happen.
It's turned into an hour-long stream. So.
Yeah, to do this. Okay, so everyone knows Fire Pillar. It's an alteration. It's a pillar. Action is 10 aura to create it. You place it anywhere on an unoccupied spot. The next ability line is Continuous Firebrand. Everything else on or adjacent to Fire Pillar without fire weakness gains fire weakness. And then because it's a starter deck, we have a description of what fire weakness means. That, I believe, should clarify and clean up a lot of the understanding of how the pillars work, because you're gaining that weakness, as opposed to before it was confusing if when you left you lost it and stuff like that. So I believe that clears it all up. Sorry, I'm just reading them saying, yeah, the face is too big and stuff like that. That's funny. But yeah, that's that should clear all that up. We went through our rules team, and this is how the rewording of it worked out to be the most understandable.
Jeff's black.
Jeff's black. There's better. I fixed your face, Jeff. It's black now.
Oh no.
That's because I'm just trying to find the image myself here. I was downloading it. So.
Do you want me to just throw it over to you? I can toss it to you if you want.
No, it's okay. I've got one. There we go.
Yeah, Matt Town Hobby's right. We might have video issues, but the audio is perfect.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. I'm going to fade to a different scene just for a second here. Yep. There we go. Now, Jeff, go ahead and talk. I've covered Janice's face with an air pillar that everybody can see.
Well, I can see her eye in one corner, but that's okay. It looks like she's spying on us to try and learn what's going on. So,
So let this be lessons of viewers at home. Sometimes you just have to do things yourself because that took forever, and I got it done. So don't worry, folks. You can see it now.
so basically, the big changeover, or should be the bigger change, is the continuous air brand. Everything else on or adjacent to air pillar without air weakness gains air weakness. That should clarify the things that you're gaining it. It lasts for the entire duration. It's not before the confusion was, do you lose it when you move away from a pillar and things like that. So we've clarified that according to the rules committee, which is great.
All
I
right.
think that answers the question from,
Yeah,
I
I
believe
hope
it was
I
Larry
hope
and
it
Tiger
does.
asked. I can't remember who asked. I'm so sorry. I don't remember who asked. I could scroll up and look, but
I think it was Mr. Alex 21 is my guess. I think
No,
he
I
was.
think
it
it was
Alex?
Jalaire and Tiger, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Julian Terry? Okay, well, it doesn't matter who asked. I just hope that that
Yeah.
image helped answer the question because God knows we devoted a lot of time to that. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. We wanted to make sure everything was better going forward. We're trying to. We're not averse to having to errata things at some point, but we don't want to come out the gate that way. We're hoping to get it taken
yeah,
care of right from the get go.
I think we nailed everything.
Duelist
There
is
was there was a lot of cards that had to get updated and like a lot of
Mhm.
because as most people know, we inherited most of the set mostly already done, but quality control checks had not been done. So there's a lot of spelling mistakes, typos, and wrong card types and things like that on them. And we put a lot of hours, a lot of work hours into fixing everything and proofreading it. So hopefully there, I'm hoping that we nailed it all, and I'm hoping there'll be no spelling mistakes, no card type errors, nothing.
And making
Hope
it a
not.
little more easy to understand.
Yeah,
Yes,
rewording
we
it,
tried
simplifying the
reword it,
wording. There was
and the,
Genesis used to have a certain way of wording certain things that necessarily wasn't the easiest to understand. It was almost done from like a computer programming frame of mind as opposed to a I'm reading this to a child frame of mind. So we just kind of reworded it to be better English, if you will. So
there were a few interactive things that needed to be fixed up too. I'm not trying to say there were a lot, but there was some that between rules and dev team we did have to change up a few things. Not that it would have mattered to anyone because no one has Invasion yet to know what
mhm.
has changed, but we needed a few things to work a bit smoother and work a bit better with each other.
Madtown
Madtown Hobby
Hobby.
has a question.
Nope, I said
When
his
will
name
the
first. I beat
Okay,
you
you
to it.
get to read it
I
then.
said his name
Go ahead.
first. You got to be quicker. I beat you to it.
Uh, you want to read it, so I have to answer it. I understand how this works.
When, no, I want to answer it. I want to answer it.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
will the new images be available for download on TTS? Well, the hope would be that when the set releases, we'll have an upload ready then to for you to download on TTS. Also, we've started looking into other options as well for future online play. Nothing that we can announce yet, but we are actively working on things because just like card design and everything else, we want things for Genesis to be the best possible. So there's some exciting projects going on. Nothing I can really talk about now, but hopefully there might be better options than TTS sometime farther down the line. So yeah, we're hard at work. Lots of things going, lots of multitasking. So there's
Oh
some
yeah.
good news.
Firing on all cylinders, as we like to say, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We're
for sure.
going full steam ahead. Yep.
Jerome's.
Jerome, catching up on errata will also help to learn the game. Yes, it will. Definitely will, Jerome. Yeah, Jalarian Tiger. People that played it as a temporary thing was that was the split in the community was it a temporary thing? Is it a permanent thing? And gains really is the way it was supposed to be. Because if not, you just walk away from the pillar, sort of thing, right? I guess was the idea. And we do have new rules that we're working on with the rules team. So I don't know when we're going to have that published, but we do have a whole new. Sorry to answer your next part there. Rules updates are good. We'll have a updated, or at least yeah, it'll be updated. It's not going to be a whole new
Yeah.
rules book, but there'll be an updated version of it available as soon as we've finished working through that and editing it.
Yeah, edition 2.3 or whatever the next number is for the rules. 5.3,
5.3.
5.3.
5.3, something like that.
Yes, something like that.
But that's how most games do it. Is they make certain changes and tweaks, and then that's a new version that's been updated. So that'll happen down the road, like Jeff was saying.
Yeah. And Madton Hobby, you're right. Getting starter decks out to teach people how to play the game is a great idea, and that's one of our goals going forward is to get those out as quick as possible so that people can be taught online or in person when they arrive, things like that. We want to get that done as soon as possible.
Yeah, not so much for print and play, but we are planning on
Mhm.
putting the deck lists and things like that up on the GenesisBattleChampions.com website under the product descriptions, because the idea is moving forward, GenesisBattleChampions.com should be your one-stop shop for all sorts of information, including what products are available, what the current rules are, where you can hopefully get a store locator going soon for where you can actually buy stuff again. There used to be one years ago, I believe, so we want to get that done. All sorts of cool things on the Genesis website.
Yep.
Gonna have another
Yeah,
chapter of the
exactly.
lore done really soon as Jeff finishes writing it for me.
Yes. Yep. I've been kind of under the gun getting these starter sets out. So now that that's on its way, I can
Yeah.
tackle that. Yeah.
Well, and the exciting part is we've got almost basically all the labor done for Invasion. So we're actually going to be starting to talk with our design team about going full speed into working on Metamorphosis next. Like
Mhm.
in the next week or so, we'll hit the ground running on that set to get it going, because we're still hoping to have a late spring, early summer release for that set. So
Yep.
I'm very excited about that. It'll definitely be the quickest turnaround between sets in the history of Genesis, because it used to be one set a year, if that. And next year, we're trying to hit our second set within 6 months of the first set, which I'm
Yep.
really excited about.
Yeah. Next year's target is to get 2 full sets out next year, and then accelerate that as necessary as we go forward, which I don't
Yeah.
see a problem with based on our current uh, production capabilities.
Oh, and for our American viewers tonight, you'll be happy to hear that I've reached out to not one, not two, but I've reached out and made contact with 3 American wholesalers, distribution channels, basically the 3 biggest, to my knowledge, in the States. I've already got word back from one of them that we're going to be setting up a phone conference call to discuss possibly getting Invasion carried by them and distributed by them. So exciting thing is on the works. Definitely, maybe if you're in the States, go in and ask your local game store which distributors they prefer to buy from. And we'll try to make an extra effort to make sure that we get our products listed with the suppliers that your game stores love to deal with. So that's a little feedback you can give to us to let us know how to help you better.
Yeah, drop us a line at hello@edgeofexile.com and let us know which distributors your LGSs use in the US, and we'll get in touch with them.
Yeah. What was that email address again, Jeff?
Oh, see, I threw you under the bus this time and made you have to move quickly, but you got it to work, unfortunately.
Yeah, I did.
Unfortunately for me, I should say. hello@edgeofexile.com. It's right in the bottom here somewhere.
Yeah, there. Oh, you can see that? Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. That's why my eyes keep going this way. I'm watching our video. It's 10-second delay, but
Yeah.
at least I can see a little bit. So I know if anyone's throwing up some sort of banners or signs at me.
Well, Madtown
So
Hobby,
Madtown Hobby.
the good news is Southern is the first one that reached out back to me. So I'm already working hard on getting into Southern Hobby.
Great.
And I'll reach out to ACDD as well after I get some of the other ones resolved. So yeah, so we're working hard at it. We want to make sure it's as easy as possible for everybody
Mhm.
to get their hands on it.
Julius got to get his passport.
What's that?
Julius has to get his passport. So
Yeah.
he does it.
Yeah. You should come up to Canada for an event. Get your passport. You'll love it up here. We have maple syrup flavored ice cream here in my store. You'll love it. It's great.
Yes.
That's not even a
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
We
You'll love Jason's store if nothing else, for sure.
do.
Domino Effects works in his LGS, and the store owner is his best friend. He's been giving him updates from what he hears in the streams.
Oh, very nice.
I know we do most of Southern Hobby as well. Excellent. That's good to
Oh, see,
know.
that's great. So
So
I'm off to a great start. That is the first one. Would you mind actually, Domino, if you don't mind, plug your local game store for a second? Tell us in
yeah,
the comments
by all
if you don't
means.
mind what the local game store is. Just because I always like to try and give game stores a
Yep.
chance to promote themselves here. We are here at Edge of Exile. We are very much of the mindset that we want to support the game stores that support us. So if you feel
Yep.
like bragging about your local store, plug them in the chat. We're happy to help.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Did your store, Domino and Madtown Hobby, did your stores carry Genesis before, or is this going to be new for them as you get them interested in it? Final Round Game Shops in Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, beautiful.
Very
I've been
cool.
to Charleston before.
Nice.
Charleston's very nice.
Did you stop at a lovely game store while you were there?
No, I was on a business trip for my other business, and no one else wanted to stop at a game store, so I wasn't allowed to.
Ah, boo,
Yeah,
boo
unfortunately.
earns.
I know. I know.
Oh,
Oh, you still have
nice.
some Origins. That's great. Yeah.
Very cool.
So there's another store that has supply that you guys can start buying from, and reminding them to get their orders in for Invasion once we find our distributor in the US, for sure.
Yeah, especially for who is it that's always saying, "Oh, where's Cardboard Cohorts? Is he not here again tonight?" He's
I
always
don't
saying
know.
he doesn't have any stores to order from in the States. Here we go, right
Yep.
here. It's in the chat. Call up Final Round Game
Yep.
Shop and place an order. Yeah, yeah. Valhalla Hobby in Wisconsin did carry it. Nice. Still has them as well. See, there's another great store. We got Cardboard
Okay,
Cohorts. I
cool.
know you're going to watch this video later when you get home from wherever you are right now. There's some stores. Call them up and be like, hey, I need some product. We got you covered, and we're
I,
going to get them even more product to them in the future.
I'm convinced he lives in the middle of nowhere because everywhere he seems to go is a 1 to 2 hour drive. So I think he lives, I don't know, in a bunker somewhere underground, and he has to find his way out every time to go to an LGS. So there isn't one near him. That's what I'm convinced of, and he's not here to prove me wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm a good hour and a half from any big city, so
Yeah,
I can sympathize.
yep, for sure. But every or no, I shouldn't say every. Most cities have their local game store that they can work with. So I'm glad we've got these two now. So anyone that is in the Wisconsin area or South Carolina or anyone in the U.S. in particular that is looking for a product, there's two stores you can contact. I'm sure most of them, I don't want to say for sure, but most stores will ship things at least locally within their country. So get in touch with them if you're looking for any Genesis product at this point. And then once our distribution gets down there, you'll be able to pick up Invasion product and starter sets as well.
Yeah. And more product too,
Yep.
because we're going to have a new redesigned artwork game mat available with the new logo on it as well. And it's going to look gorgeous.
Right.
So I hope that we'll be able to get those out in time for the set release too, so that you can get the new set with the new card backs. Looks gorgeous. Get some new decks, and then play it on a brand new, really gorgeous Genesis playmat with our lovely updated logo.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm really excited. That's a lot of stuff to get out by the end of 2023. I'm very proud of the progress we've been making. We're killing it, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's only been 13 weeks since we took over the IP. So, you know,
Yeah, it's a pretty quick turnaround. So, and I think we're going to hit those targets. I thought we were a little bit optimistic originally, but it looks like we've pulled out all the stops and made it work. We're
yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, and we're already thinking that at Metamorphosis we'll hit our goal for that as well. So, like, I am
Yep.
thrilled. And
Yep.
again, that really the credit for that goes to the entire design team and to the rules team as well. Everybody's been working really hard, covering all the bases, multitasking, and I'm really proud of it. It's a real passion project here for us, and also everybody's getting paid. That helps too. So
Yeah, that does.
yeah.
Do we want to do the draw now then, Jason, and then we can show the video one more time? Do you want to do the video and then do the draw? How do you want to handle the wrap up of it as we get towards the 8 o'clock mark?
I don't know, James. What did you say?
Anyone have any more questions?
Oh yeah, are there any other questions? Yes.
Yeah. Well, definitely, if anyone has any questions, they'll get a chance to post them because we will watch the video one more time. But yeah, are you ready to do the draw? I know that at one point we
I
had 12
am.
people viewing. We have a couple names that might have had to
Yep.
get
I've got.
added.
I'm going to burn through the names right now and just read them off. So if you don't hear your name, I'll give you a couple seconds to type in the chat hello or whatever. We have
Yeah.
Mr. Alex. Did I write it down right? Mr. Alex is good. Madtown Hobby, Joe, Brian, Jason Greenberg, Jerome S, Damien, Domino Effects, Timmy T, Jalarian Tiger, and Duelist. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everyone. I was trying to pay attention to that.
Madtown Hobby.
Yeah, he said Matt I'll be right at the
Yeah, Madtown's up there.
Jillarian Tiger.
Yes,
Yep.
he said that one too.
So we'll give them a minute and see. In the meantime, I'm going to try and share that screen.
Timmy T.
Timmy T, I got. I'm going to see if the share screen works this time. But who knows? Whoops, I have to go to the actual share screen. Wheel of names. Let me see. Let me know if you see the wheel or if you see my face. Do you see a wheel?
I see your face.
Dang. Okay. I can turn my camera to face the wheel. That's the best thing I can do at this point. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not letting me do it this time around. Last time it worked without a problem.
Oh, hey, your face looks better now.
Ha ha! Oh, Jason. Okay, let me move this camera and see if we can point it at the screen here and make sure that we see. Do you guys see the wheel?
Well, I can see the arrow of who's going to be the winner, so that's good.
Let's see if that's better. I moved it away a little bit. It's on like a little gooseneck, so it seems to
There
move
you go.
around a
There you
bit.
go. There you go.
Oh,
That's great.
that's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I'm gonna
great
hold
right
it
there.
right there. All
Yeah.
right. We got all the names. Yep, we're gonna shuffle. So you're gonna see everyone jump around a little bit.
And you could do this 3 times, right? Or are
Yes,
you
I'm
doing
doing
it
this 3
once?
times.
Okay,
Nope,
so
3 times.
what's the first prize that you're going to be
I
doing this for?
I think the first prize should be the pack of Origins Kickstarter edition. Let's do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Janice, do you have something ready to write this down on? Because my memory is terrible, and once I do this, I don't know who
Just
it's
go
going to
grab
be.
a paper and pen for a sec. Just give us a second, Jeff, and then she'll go grab a
Yeah,
paper and
no
pen.
problem. I just figured everyone here should have to rush and try and do something out of the norm, like I had to. And you're gonna get a fill up? Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah. Lemon lime, please.
Lemon lime.
This giving people prizes is thirsty work. Thirsty work.
Oops, I turned
Not
up too
half
much.
cup. All right, thank you.
Okay, we're
Jones
shuffling
soda.
names.
It's delicious Jones soda.
Ready for the spin?
Yeah, let's give away some prizes.
There we go. Let's
First
see who it
prize
is.
winner of the night. Who is it gonna be? My good buddy Jerome. Yeah,
Jerome.
that guy's
Nice.
awesome.
Sweet.
I know that guy. He's pretty cool.
Congrats, Jerome. So Jerome
Yeah,
gets the Genesis Battle of Champions Origins Kickstarter pack.
perfect.
Let's reshuffle the names. Let's see who gets the first OP pack. First OP pack goes to
My buddy Joe. It's Joe
Joe.
Bosley. Woo! That
Oh,
guy's really
wow. Okay
cool. I
then.
know him. Not even COVID could keep that guy down.
All right, let's shuffle up. Let's see who gets the next OP pack. And this looks like, oh, it looks like it's going to be someone else. Oh, is it close? It's, oh, wow.
Oh, who's it going to be?
It's Duelist.
Duelist by the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, yeah. By the
Duelist
skin of
gets
his
the
teeth.
prize. That's awesome. That was
Yeah,
close. Very cool.
that was very close. Now, let me see if I get this back on my face now. Kind
Well, you got half on your face.
of where I was? I got half on my face. Is that kind of
Yeah,
where it
there you
was? Oh, it's all
Yeah,
twisted.
that's pretty close.
I'll fix that up later. We'll
Very
fix up in
cool.
post. There we
So
go. That's awesome.
I'm going to switch over to the email address for a second here. Just to remind people, if you're a winner, other than Joe, because Joe actually comes to our local game store and can pick it up in person. But for Jerome and Duelist, just email us at hello@edgeofexile.com. Oh, Jerome, you won't have to because I've got your customer address and file. But Duelist, email us and send us your address, and I will make sure that we get your prize sent to you.
Yes, yes, please do. That's awesome. I love giving stuff away like that. I don't know why it feels good. Feels
Yeah,
good
it
to
is.
give
It's a
stuff
lot of
away when
fun.
we.
There was a question we missed earlier. Janice pointed out to me because she's being super handy. Earlier on, before we got excited about the prizes, Jalarian Tiger asked us, "Are there any Future League cards being looked at for Metamorphosis?" Jeff, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with what cards were part of Future League and what weren't.
So, as far as I know, we're not looking at Future League cards because a lot of that was kept under wraps from us as well. That was kind of like an offshoot thing done on its own. Having said that, we do have some designers who were part of the design team originally, so they may have ideas that have come out of Future League. I don't know for sure. We will talk to them about it just to get their feel for it and whatnot. But there's nothing specific that was in Future League that we're just taking and transplanting over, sort of thing. My understanding of the way Future League worked wasn't a clear cut, here's a card, test it. It was actually features of cards that were being tested, and kind of the Future League people didn't know that up front right away, which was kind of questionable for me, but that's just my opinion on it. I thought you'd be testing actual cards playing against other actual cards, not just specific features on cards. Having said that, yeah, no, we don't have any plans to use anything that's out there already because we don't have any of that. We're developing kind of from the ground up to build Metamorphosis to be the Edge of Exile product that we want it to be. I have air weakness right now, so please, no one send any tornadoes my way.
Awesome.
Duelist sent the
sent the
email.
email. Yep.
Yep.
And Jerome's
Jerome said
address
his
is still
address
the
is still
same,
good.
so that's good. So I got all the info I need to send everybody their prizes. That's great.
Yep. Excellent. Excellent. And I'm glad we answered your question there, Jalarian Tiger. Thank you for asking that. We love getting questions in the chat. Without Andrew here, we don't get a lot because he seems to be the voice of the community. He brings all the questions here from everyone. So when
Well,
he's
tonight's
not
been
here, we
great.
miss him. We need
Lots of
questions from others.
engagement tonight. It's been really great.
Yes,
So
very, very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for spending an hour with us. That was wonderful. It really makes us happy to see your engagement, to see that you're engaged with us on every Monday. This is great.
and Jeff, you want to talk about what we're going to be revealing next week? Because some people might have forgot what we said last week. We're going to reveal next week, including
Jeff
you.
doesn't
Apparently,
remember.
you don't remember what we're going to reveal next week, Jeff?
Was it the stuff that I sent you those renderings of?
Well, yeah,
Or
we're gonna reveal
okay.
what the booster boxes look like, what
Yes,
the booster
yes, all right.
packs
I
look
just
like,
wanted to make sure. I
things
couldn't
like
remember if
that.
that was next week or the week after. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
reveal the booster boxes and booster packs for Invasion, so that
yeah,
everyone's gonna know what they can expect to see on their LGS's store shelves, and kind of get excited about it. We're again, I know we say this all the time, but we're really, really happy with how they turned out. I'm really
yeah,
proud of how they look. I think they take everything to the next level design wise. I think they're really, really
yeah.
nice, really sharp, and really clean, and really do the game justice.
To be fair, what we're going to be revealing next week specifically is because things are still being printed and manufactured in the real world. We're going to be sharing some really cool 3D renderings, 3D models of stuff that Jeff's done. Jeff's really good with Adobe Illustrator and things like that, and has some really cool 3D renderings where he can spin what the booster box would look like and the booster packs and all that. So we're going to share the design idea. It's really cool. I think the thing that makes me the most happy, and Madtown Hobbies made a joke about how much I like color, which is cool, totally fair because I do like, I totally do love vibrant, bright colors. But Invasion is going to be a little bit brighter packaging, a little more eye catching than maybe what some other games do, and I'm excited about that. I think it's a nice positive change. So
No more black.
yeah, no more just blacks and browns and reds, but like the whole spectrum of colors, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, of course I
Oh
watched the
yeah, we
video.
did watch your
Yeah,
video. Of
yeah,
course we did. We watch
yeah.
everything out there that's tagged with Genesis that we can find for sure.
You'll notice I'm like 75% less strobe seizure inducing content this week for you, Matt. Yeah, I watch.
But yeah, keep up doing the content. We do love watching it. We really do. It's nice to see people as interested in this and as happy about it and excited as we are. We really like
And I
seeing
feel
that.
like it's only the tip of the iceberg. I think if we can keep going the way that we've been going, I'm sure the community's going to get even bigger. And it's such a blast to interact with people who like what we're doing and love the game that we love. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. And don't worry, Madtown Hobby, we're just grateful that you enjoy talking about it. So it's all good.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
honestly, for anybody who's watching who might ever take teasing the wrong way, I would never want to stifle anyone's opinion. If we ever do something that you disagree with, feel free to always speak your mind. As long as you're being truthful, we can handle.
Respectful.
Yeah, what was that?
Respectful.
As long as you're being
respectful, yeah.
truthful and respectful, we will gladly take any criticism because if you genuinely feel it, we genuinely want to know it. So we
sure.
don't live in glass houses, but we are doing our very best to try and do the best that we can to make our Genesis community happy. And you'll always get that from us, our best effort to push this game forward and lift it to new heights. Jeff, I know we had a couple questions that we answered. Shall we watch that video one more time with the spoilers and the deck lists? And again, for people who want to watch it again tomorrow, I'll upload it separately so you can just watch that tomorrow if you like. But shall we watch it one more time tonight, Jeff?
Yeah, I would love to see it one more time. Definitely.
All right. All right, here we go with the spoilers of the deck list for the starter decks for 2023. And we are back. Once again, I love that video. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, that was great. That was really
I,
good.
I
I
try
like how you
hard.
presented it.
I try hard to try and give it a little bit of cinematic vibe for the people watching at home. I really, I enjoy trying to express some creativity to give people good content to watch. So I hope the people at home watching tonight enjoyed it. It's a passion
A little
project.
pizzazz. Just a
A
little
little pizzazz,
pizzazz.
a little flair, if you will. Just something for the people at
We'll,
home, a little special something.
we'll have to watch in a few days and see how Madtown Hobby deconstructs it on his feed like he did last time. We'll see
Oh,
what.
I look forward to seeing what he
Yeah,
says.
yeah. No, me too.
We'll
Me
be
too. No
watching.
seizure lights. So we'll see what he talks about this time. We'll be watching. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Oh man, this has been fun.
Oh, Ishmael, you missed our giveaway. You came in too late or spoke too late.
Sorry, but if you come back next week, we're going to be giving away more
Yes.
prizes again. All it takes is a comment in the live chat, and you get entered to win some prizes. Which, like Jeff said just a few minutes ago when we did it, it's fun. We're actually really enjoying giving away prizes and
Yeah.
getting even more engagement from the crowd, people to talk with. It's a lot of fun. These Monday night
Yeah.
streams are absolutely one of my favorite things that we do every week. I love communicating with the community. And the more you
It's a
guys
great
engage
way
with
to
us, the
start
more
the
fun
week.
it gets.
Great way
Yeah.
to start the week for us and for them and for everything. I really, really enjoy it. It's really nice.
But thank you for the praise on the idea for the starter decks. We
Thank you.
wanted to do the best thing that we could, and we thought 5 decks, one for each color. That way, everybody gets to choose their favorite, and nobody has to miss out. So,
Yep,
but
exactly.
there will eventually be another 2-player starter set. We've already decided, we'll talk about more in the future, but we've already decided that there's going to be more free demo decks to give out to local stores. We're going to work on that. That'll take some time to get done because we want to design it properly, but that'll come back in the future too because we're going to do everything we can to support local game stores to make it as easy as possible to get new players who are curious in the store, seated at the table, and trying Genesis for the first time. Because in my experience, it seems like everybody who tries the game winds up loving the game. I can
True.
honestly say I still have a 100% success rate that everyone I've ever taught how to play Genesis has come back and played it again later on and enjoyed it.
Yep.
So I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the game for that.
Yep. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, Jeff,
I don't know if we have anything else. I don't see any more
yeah,
questions, and we've
I,
hit 8:05, which I think is we've taken up enough people's time, maybe.
yeah, we want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's been a blast. On behalf of Janice and my good co-host Jeffrey here, it's been a real blast. We can't wait to see you again next week for part 3 of this ongoing series of What's in the Box, where next week we're going to show you what the box looks like. So that's pretty cool.
What is the box?
Yeah, what is the box? We're going to show you that, and we'll probably have some card spoilers to reveal as well. Always lots of fun content and some
Oh yeah,
updates. Hopefully, I'll have some updates on how the negotiations are going with the U.S. distributors that we've made
yeah,
contact with.
that'd be
That's
awesome.
exciting. And again, for all our American viewers, if you want to just ask your local game store which distributors they prefer to order from, and if you want to send us a quick email with that info at hello@edgeofexile.com, it would just help us because we want to make sure that we get our product to local game stores in the easiest way possible. We're trying our best to
Yeah,
make it as good and convenient and easy as we can for you guys. So that's all that I got for now.
it's
Um,
excellent.
yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to roll the credits, and then I'm going to go and drink some Jones soda. So take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon in the arena. Bye, folks.
Bye, everybody.